Do you feel it? Do you feel it in the air? Do you feel it? Do you feel it? I can feel it in the
Young secondary, kind of a wake-up call for him.
Yeah, we had some young guys, and they got us on some plays early. And we're going to roll with those young guys all year, and they're just going to continue to get better. We need to clean up a few things there, but I was proud of the way the team competed. I had no issues with anybody with their competitive nature. I thought they fought the entire game. They were into the game even up to the end. Defense, they played on a short field the whole second half. We had some missed cues on snaps that gave those guys a short field, and I thought the defense battled hard the second half. I thought offensively, I really felt we were going against one of the best defenses in the nation, and that was proven so last year, and I felt we moved the ball effectively. The one interception, the batted ball from interception really hurt us, and again, put our defense on a short field. But I was proud of the guys, the way they competed. I feel good about the team. I feel that we got through this game healthy, which was a concern of mine going into this game against a team as physical as Arkansas.
Arkansas's defense was replacing a lot of guys from last year. Did they look like a defensive transition to you?
They look like the same guys to me. I mean, they can fly around. They got a lot of talent. They got a good scheme. They're a well-coached team. They're physical on both sides of the ball. I just told our team, I said, you'll be seeing these guys at the end of the year, and they might be standing there at the end of the year. That's a good football team we played today. Excellent football team.
Do you feel like the mistakes on special teams is something that will be easy to clean up?
Well, again, we had 2 errant snaps by one of the guys that's one of our most consistent players, Dooley, so he's a kid that's going to go back to work, and I assume that he's just going to clean those mistakes up. And one was actually going to be a fake that we had. We had it clear as day. It was a direct snap to Plinky, and had he caught that, we had the edge. So that was an errant snap, and then the low snap to Luna, and he couldn't handle it. And so again, we gave our defense 2 short fields. They responded well. They held them to 2 field goals on 2 short fields, and even on the muff punt, they did a good job responding to that. So again, I thought the kids fought. I thought we were outmanned, but it wasn't from a lack of effort, and it wasn't from a lack of fighting. And I was proud of our guys.
You get Tron back, is that going to make a big difference?
It gives you some experience back there. Tron's a 5th-year senior, and he's a communicator, and I think we'll have him back for the Texas Tech game, and we need him back.
Thoughts on Mac kind of jumping back in there under center and how he performed?
I thought Mac did a good job. I thought he, had the one batted pass for an interception. It was on a short throw to the flat. The guy just timed it up perfectly, made a hell of a play. But I thought he commanded the offense well. Didn't take any sacks. I thought his completion percentage, although this isn't complete, it was 9 of 14, 120 yards, no sacks. I think we had 2 penalties as a team. That's the style of football we want to play. Time of possession, I think it was in our favor at the end of the game. It didn't indicate in the score, but that's the type of football that we want to play. No turnovers. It was a shame that we had the turnover on special teams because we pride ourselves in playing turnover-free football. No mistakes, no penalties, and for the most part, I thought we followed our formula good.
It seemed like Kalon kind of struggled a little bit and you went away from him eventually. Is that you think a freshman on a big stage? Or?
Well, that's a tough chore. Again, probably Kalon shouldn't be in there starting, but he is. And, we had some injuries, and that's forced our hand there. But he's a talented young man. He's going to get better and better as he plays more, and I'm not down on him. And that's a pretty tough draw, your first game to go in the SEC and play against Arkansas. He'll get better.
Normally, there's kind of a nice game, coach. It looked like you 2 guys talked a little bit there at the end of the game.
We're talking about food. No, they got a heck of a coach. I admire what they do. We really try to do a lot of the same things they do. And they got a heck of a team. And I'll root for Arkansas. I like the way they do things.
Still looking a little bit at receiver. You need a lot of catches from the wideouts.
Our game plan coming in was really we wanted methodical drives. We did not want to have a lot of 3 and outs, more by design. But I feel good about our wideouts, and I thought they did make a couple tough catches today. I saw Walker make a tough catch. Javon White made a tough catch. We will put the ball vertically down the field. And again, we got to ease into our offense. But I was proud of what they did, and I thought at different spurts they moved the ball very effectively against an awesome defense.
Did anybody get hurt?
No, I think we're pretty healthy, other than normal game bumps and bruises. And again, that was a big concern of mine going into this game. They're a physical team, and they come at you with that big physical offensive line. And for the most part, other than that one pop run at the end of the half, I thought our defensive line held up pretty darn good. And they just got us really on some big play action passes down the field. And again, that comes with eyes, and I attribute that. Some of those young guys, they'll get better at that. They'll learn from their mistakes.
I don't know if there's any surprises at this point with what they dole out there, but with them having Enos as their offensive coordinator, anything they did, was it different? Did you see anything different out of the quarterback, Brandon Allen?
You know what? I think he's a good quarterback, and they're very accurate with their play actions. They got some stud tight ends at 83. He's a stud. They got some speed, talented backs. Been real scary if they had the other back in there. They just got a quality team all the way across the board, and they're built up front, much like we want to be. And again, we're not to their level, but we feel in our conference the physicality on both lines. I think we do match up. But I admire Arkansas, and I really like how they do things. I'd actually like to come back and visit with them in the offseason, to be honest with you.
That big run you mentioned at the end of the half, they came after the timeout there.
Yeah.
Is that, do you guys think it was fourth down?
No, what I wanted to do was, it was kind of weird clock management there by the clock itself, but there was 8 seconds left. I wanted to force the hand and make them throw one, and then we were going to try to go after a punt if they chose to punt, or if the clock ran out, the clock ran out. But we're not going to play safe or those type. We're going to play aggressive and teach our guys to compete. And at the end of the half, if we got an opportunity with the team backed up, if we can force them to punt, we were going to go after it. But it didn't work out that way. The one play took 2 seconds, about an 8-second play. So
Fastest it got.
I think the clock operator might have fell asleep on that play, but it played out the same way. And they ran a very safe play. They ran a draw and it popped. And I think Deshaun Smith hustled and kept it in bounds. So, they played it right, and I really feel that we played it right at that time. You got to play aggressive in those, especially in a game where you got to pull out all the stops.
Just kind of expecting to target the secondary with all the injuries.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting them to throw the ball. I was really expecting them to go downhill with all the things, but I guess they wanted to get it on film.
Talk a little bit about that. Talk a little bit about that big run. You were kind of the only one there to chase the guy down there.
I just saw it and I just run. It was about to go to the end of the half, so I just couldn't let them score, so I just had to run and stop it.
Do you feel like things were getting a little heated after the timeout and the fans booing and stuff? You were the one walking back against the grain of the Arkansas field.
Yeah, they was, but I wasn't really worrying about it. I was just worrying about he was out of bounds and we was going to halftime.
You guys are starting 3 freshmen back there. You're kind of the only veterans. This is a pretty tough stage for freshmen to come in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a big thing. They didn't really. This is like a big step for them, but they're gonna learn from it, and then just gotta. I'm glad that they didn't give up.
Cool, thanks. I guess it's been a year and a half, but did you feel like this was your best game as a quarterback?
Yeah. Probably. I've grown a lot since the last time I played. I thought I was out there. I made pretty good decisions for the most part. That interception, not really much I can do about that. Guy coming free off the edge. Tip pass is going to happen sometimes. But overall, yeah, I thought I played a solid game. Made good decisions.
Did you think the whole offense had a pretty solid game?
Yeah, we really moved the ball pretty well, actually. There were a couple of times those 2 field goals that we had, you would like to have more success once you get down close to the red zone like that. If we can convert those into touchdowns, then I think we would have had a really good game.
Were you guys trying to kind of pick on their linebackers a little bit? I know sometimes you have big plays with AJ going across the getting covered by linebackers. Was that something you saw on tape or something?
Yeah, Aaron Jones is a great player, and anytime we can get him matched up on a linebacker, that's going to be an advantage for us. So I think that'll be something that we try to do all season is get mismatches with players and try to exploit that.
Just talk about how great that play call was on the touchdown.
The reverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome. They were fitting hard for the run, and then we went out the back door with the reverse. It was a good play call, and we executed it well.
Did it mess up your timing at all? I mean, you had a really good rhythm going in the first half. Did it mess up your timing at all when the ball catches you begin to run out and back in? Or it looked like it was going good today?
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad. I go out there and execute whenever my number's called, and whenever they bring in Kavika for the wild minor, that's the package that's going to help this offense. And overall, I think the offense had a decent day. We moved the ball pretty well, I thought.
Cool. Thank you. Was it a pretty good day for the offense?
Yes, sir. We moved the ball pretty well. We had, I think, the second and third job, we moved it pretty good. And that's what we wanted to keep doing.
You going to be a bigger receiving threat this year, or was that just sort of the game plan for this team? Or?
I think a little bit of both. If I can get matched up with a linebacker, that's always good. Linebackers are slower than DBs, and most of the time they're out there covering receivers, so that's who's going to end up guarding me.
What do you guys build from this?
Keep fighting hard. We seen where we're at, and go back to work on Tuesday because this team was really good.
Word coming in was the SEC team physically. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. They didn't hit me too hard. I got hit out of bounds one time in my quad. It's a little bruised, but other than that, I'm feeling good.
You guys come out of this thinking you're better than you did when you came in?
Yes, sir. We knew coming out it was gonna be a tough game, and we just had to keep fighting. And nobody gave up, and you could tell by the body language on the sideline. Everybody was still into it.
Talk a little bit about Matt. What did you see with him?
Mac, he let us really good. He was calm behind center, and that's what we really need. Somebody to run the team. And he did a really excellent job keeping everybody calm. And the crowd noise was really loud. And he did a good job of echoing the calls and changing up the snap count as well.
And I know in one of the later scrimmages, you guys had a lot of penalties. The first one, it was amazing today. The lack of penalties.
Yes, sir. We want to be known as one of the least penalized teams, and we came up and we cleaned it up. And Coach Cooler's been on us all week about no pre-snap or post-snap penalties.
On that touchdown, how excited were you when you saw that whole Arkansas defense collapsing on you?
I was so excited. They started killing it. It was like 29, and as soon as they tossed it, everybody floated over there, and I tossed it to Audrey. And next thing I know, I was getting hit, but I look over, Audrey was around the corner scoring.